Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rouse the Oliver Man, and today I want to hear this tractor run. This has been sitting at my house for not 24 hours yet, and I still haven't heard it run, and I cannot have that. So we are going to put it back together. I have a whole box full of goodies here, new tools from viewers and parts, and I think we have enough stuff we can make it run. I've got this Ford service shelf here of my brother-in-law, so we're good there. And I think we can make something happen with this feller. So as we can see, our first order of business is we need to find out where number 1 top dead center is, because the distributor cap is missing and all the wires are pulled off. So the first thing we're going to do is take out a spark plug, just because that's the way I do it. Everybody ripped me in the comments one time before when I did it on another tractor and said, you should have done this, you should have done that. But I'm going to take a spark plug out, number 1, and I'm going to turn it until I hear hissing on my finger. And then wherever the distributor is pointing, that closest one is number 1. That's the simplest way to do it with the least amount of tools. And so the first thing we need to do, we need to be able to get this off. And for that, we are going to use our brand new telescoping ratchet. Wha-cha! Oh, it didn't do it. There we go. Ha! There we go. Service ratchet. Pretty slick. I like this thing. All right. That actually works very good. And another thing I did just before coming out here was totally destroy my GoPro mount. So I think I got enough stuff cobbled together that I might be able to set you down here in a minute and you still stay where I put you. But gonna have to do some ordering on the old amazing.com store there, because this ain't gonna fly. Now, I did not get new spark plugs, and we will soon find out whether that was a mistake or not. I assumed that they would run one more time, so they look kind of new-esque. Not new, but they were at one time. What I'm saying? So I think they'll work though for today, and I can order some new ones. There's probably nothing wrong with these, but I know nothing about them, and I'm silly that way. So whenever I get a new tractor, I kind of give it the same treatment. All new ignition stuff, so I don't have to fool with it again. Now, this one has a new wrinkle in the straw here, which is it's got this power steering. So in order to turn it, where can I get something? Can I get I really just want to do it by hand. Sometimes that's the simplest, just doing it by hand. If I put this on loosey-goosey, can I make it hiss so I have 2 hands free? I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna be what I need. This is total redneck engineering here. Let's use this as a plug. If I have to sacrifice it, it's no loss because I got new wires. There. Come on, stay in there. All we're doing here is making a substitute finger so that I can use both my real hands. We'll see if that does it. I don't know. It might not. Now, I may have to go get a long extension and I don't know. I really cannot get my hands. Okay, you can't push on that side if you want it to go. So, man, I never had this much trouble getting. I think we're gonna need to do a side curtain delete, just because that is gonna be maybe just enough to help. Ooh, look what I'm using. The brand new Connect X sent to me by viewer Rick. So, pretty sweet. I think I have it set to the right size. Yeah, 1/2 inch. Pretty sweet. So we'll get this dismounted. Maybe I can set you down the mortars. Probably not the right tool for the job this time, but hey, I didn't bring sockets and I want to try it out. So I'm going to try it in a variety of different situations, this being one of them. And I believe Craig has had all of these loose, so there should not be any big surprise, I would not think, or he would have said that was a real problem, and I worked very hard, so he did not say that, so I don't think that any of these fought him. I'm not sure that this is going to gain me very much room or not, but it's worth a shot. Plus, it'll let me play with my pliers, so if you can't play with your unit, are you having fun? I don't know. It might have gained a little bit of space. Let's get this off of there. Let's pick up our bolt we dropped before we forget. Now, can we get in here? See, we can pull it from that way, but that's not going to do what we want to do. We want to tighten this belt. There we go. I don't know what you're looking at right now, but keep looking at it. I'm going to see if I can make this fly. There's just not a lot of room to get a guy's hand in. I don't hear any hissing. It's not a gear, is it? No. I'm going to say, I've done stupider things, but there, I hear it coming out of there. A little more. Probably right about there. Back it up a little. I would say right in that neighborhood is top dead center. Alright, now I am in fact going to need to get more tools because I did not bring enough stuff I did not bring a screwdriver, is what I'm saying, to change the points. And I really want to just go ahead and do that whilst I am in the distributor, so I don't have to worry about it again. So we'll tighten this down so that we forget which one's top dead center and end up moving it and have to do it all over again. That could happen, but you can see clearly in the corner of the screen there which way the distributor's pointing. And here in a second I will here in a second I'm gonna get the distributor cap, that's what I'm saying, and we'll see which it corresponds to, but it should be a no-brainer. So most likely number one is this one right here. So then we just go through our little rhetoric to put them in order. 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. 15's too young, 36 is too old, 24 is just right. And that will be the firing order, as all 6-cylinder engines have the same firing order. So we can make this happen, folks, is what I'm trying to tell you. So I will get some screwdriver. Hopefully that's all I need. Let's see which tool to inappropriately use as a hammer. Let's try this. It was made in Deutschland, so it is up for the task. All right. Ooh, that is crusty, rusty, musty. Got a little moisture in there. So I'm glad that I brought along stuff. So probably also on the order of business is going to be emery cloth, Can I go smaller than 1/2 inch? Maybe not. Yeah, there we go. All right. That's too small. Because I want to try to clean this up, I think, before. All right. Another thing you may or may not know is that stud goes all the way through. So if you have trouble getting the one in on the inside, you can usually loosen the one on the outside and get you some looseness. However, this time it did not work because I wanted that to happen, and it's on film. So this is a very precise tool. Like, I'm not used to this much precision. You have to be exactly, you know, this ain't no hobo freight special here, folks. This is German engineering. There we go. It's going. There we go. Okay. So, at some point, a guy needs to stop what he's doing and go get a screwdriver. And that point is now. So, I will go do that, and we will be right back. Alright, friends. I think maybe we have found enough stuff. Now, this would be an excellent time to grab my magnetic trays that somebody sent me, because we do not want to lose these distributor screws. So we will set those down there, and we will take this one out. We will take this one out. That screw is very, very worn. I wish that someplace had an assortment of just distributor screws. Because it seems like a lot of these are getting pretty wore after being changed thousands of times in their life. And these distributors, yeah, check this out. This was probably a brand new set of points he put in, and just sitting has caused her to corrode up. And it's just not worth it to fool with. So we'll put new ones in. I'm tempted to take the plate out and clean it up, because this is pretty crusty. But I don't know. Can we get it? Can we take this loose to get us more room on this side? Or is the end battered over? Only time will tell. There. Okay. Somebody's electrical taped it up. Almost like this little plastic block was not doing its job. So, that's interesting. Can we get this out? This could be instant regret. This is an eccentric screw, see? So, let's just roll it out of the way. Clean the area, and then we'll put it back. Get out of here. Go. Get. Why are you cleaning a plate that nobody sees? Well, it's got to get its ground somehow. Would make more sense to not have all the trash on it, wouldn't it? So, that's why. Is that open? It's amazing how something can get so dirty in just a short time, because, I mean, he had it running and it's very dirty. There we go. Now let's get this side. Our emery cloth is about wore out from the abuse I've been putting it through with the sharp point. Oh, this is one of those deals with how far do you go? The perfectionist in you wants it to be perfect, but the realist in you wants to move on. Struggle is real. Okay, I think we have successfully made it gooder. So we will start reassembly. Again, people always ask the numbers, so when I go to the NAPA, CS63A is the points number. They make a cheaper line, but you'll regret it if you do. The yellow box, the SB line, is also much cheaply made, so I would not do that thing. I have tried, and it seems like they just don't hold up, so yeah, don't do that thing. You know what? I messed up already. I need to put that plastic block back in so I have room to get it in there. See? This needs to go in like such. And we need to find our nut and lock washer. Boy, yesterday when this thing was delivered, it was warm. We could be out here without a coat. And today I have my winter coat back on and it's cold. Make up your mind, weather. I mean, enough's enough. And we're going to put this screw back in before we forget, or before it jumps out. Okay, we need to actually get this where it's on a high spot. So probably, let's see here. I want it to go a little more. See, come on. There we go. It's coming around. Your high spots are where it's gonna fire. Almost there. So I'm gonna go a little too much, probably. All right. Blah, blah, blah. If this lube is improperly used, blah, blah, blah. Open capsule and place protective lube right there on that thing, here or here. I just put it all on there. I don't give it. It's fine. I'm not going to sue them over the warranty. Should have done it before. Let's take the screwdriver. Get in there. Now, we've got everything lubed up. Are we happy with our point gap? I could go get the, what am I trying to say? I could go get the feeler gauge, but I'm not gonna. I've done enough. I can get it close enough where it'll run. You can always, you know, go back and see, I already tightened it up. I already knew what I wanted. When you tighten it too, it's sometimes it squeezes her together a little more, so take that into account. That's probably pretty good. All right, field repair, that's what we're doing. All right, there is your condenser, RR174, or at least the one I use. I don't care what you use, do what you want. I'm just giving you advice of what I'm doing. Not really advice, but showing you what I'm doing, and the rest is up to your imagination. There we go. Now, this is probably not bent right, because they never are. using the new bracket. And we're never gonna ever see it. Come on. So I should have done what I usually do, which is drop the screw in the ground. Now, that is bend this bracket right away. In the bracket. And that way it's easier to drop the screw, because then it's under spring tension. See, this screw is a goner. It doesn't know it yet, but it's out of here. The box is leaving town. Goodbye. Goodbye, box. Now, this should go in there. In theory. I might have to bend that little tab up. It might do it on its own. I would like you to be more centered, please. Can you do that for me? No? Okay, it's fine. You'll be fine. That's bothering me. Let's start over. Let's do our typical one step forward, 2 steps back little dance we do. There. All right, we're back. I made a mistake already. I tightened that up earlier and I shouldn't have, because you need to put this behind it, but problem solved. That's done. Now our next component has apparently blown away because I can't find it. So I'm gonna have to take 10 minutes now and search around on the ground. I see it now. It's right above our head. Rotor, you're gonna need that. Gonna need our dust cover too, which has still got some juice on it. But that's understandable because it rained a little last night and this is open. So ain't that pretty? Then we're going to put this on, and we will remember that it is pointed, actually it's probably pointed at number 2 now, or coming up on number 2. So that means this was number 1, remember, see? Okay. So this is number 1, is what I'm saying, because that's what we determined a while ago with our compression test. And this is just like the 1550. If you can see that out of the corner, which you can't. Let's roll you. This is the same exact scenario to which my 1550, when I bought it, was not running right. It had a miss in it. This tube is in the way of trying to get this spark plug and stuff in here, and the guy smashed it flat while he was trying to get it in, and then that one was never firing. So in order to do this, we're going to probably have to take the tube out of the way, because yeah, see, I just broke this wire, which is fine because it's getting replaced. But yeah, you don't have room. You got to put it in and then do your thing. So that is unfortunate. And our next question is, how do we want to do it? There's 2 schools of thought. Number 1 would be to get the correct tools, but so you know we're not going that route. We're going to try to take this bolt out, which they thought needed to be a 1/2 inch bolt, 3/4 head, you know. That tube is structural, apparently. But usually if you take this out, you can pull that tube out fairly simply, and then you have the room. Why they designed that, I don't know. That's stupid. They should have moved this back a little bit, which they did on the later motors, you know. It's unlike your 16 size, this is practically rubbing the fuel tank, but then you don't have this tube problem, see? So we'll get to that in a bit. Oh yeah. I think for good measure, because of that, we should probably double check this spark plug just to see that the same thing has not happened to it at some point in its life. Because I don't know if these have been out. I don't know if Craig had them out or if it's just the way he got it. You know, we don't know. I'll probably put new plugs in it, like I said, since I dropped the compression washer. No, because I usually just put new plugs in so that I know everything is good. But yeah, our compression washer would be more gooder if it was on there. It doesn't look that great, actually. It'll probably still run, but we may just leave our blow-by-tube off for now until we get our situation straightened out. We want to hear her purr like a kitten before we put all our pieces back on. Also appears to me that this feller needs a valve cover gasket, because it looks like it's been leaking a little bit. And I might have one of those on hand. We're also going to put a new coil on, because I always do that too. Then I don't have to worry about it being the issue. I do have to, however, worry about whether or not there is a resistor hidden in there somewhere, because I don't know. Well, we need to pull this out and see what it says, but still, yeah, we have a bird's nest going on under here, so that's good. Yeah, okay, well, I don't think I see a resistor anywhere, but we'll find out when we screw it all up. All we can do is burn it to the ground, people. If that's the worst that can happen, you burn everything you own to the ground and, you know, mildly injure yourself, then what are you afraid of? I mean, seriously. Come on, precision tool. There. I'm getting the hang of using you. There. I mean, it is much, much better than a regular channel lock, because it is positive engagement. That's positive. That's not like when you ask someone to marry you and they're not really sure. That's unpositive engagement. But we're going for positive engagement. Let's take this out. Yeah, I'm loving this thing. It's pretty sweet. I mean, I've used it already in a variety of situations which I would never normally have grabbed this to do, and it's been doing them all. So I think it's a pretty well designed tool here. I mean, probably wouldn't hurt if I loosened that more. Made in USA. AGCO quality parts. Oh my goodness. Do we even want to replace this? My gosh. That is unbelievable. Somebody splurged. Huh. How about that? Now, as we recall in previous lessons with me, your ground of your battery is also the one that goes to your coil. So if you have negative ground, your negative goes from your distributor to your coil. And if you have positive ground, your positive terminal goes to the distributor. That's what I'm saying. I said that in a very confusing way just now, I realized, so that probably didn't help you at all. But you know what I mean. If your battery is negative ground, negative goes here. If your battery's positive ground, positive goes here. So that's how that goes. Now, as per usual, these fat coils just do not, it ain't gonna fly. That's what I'm saying with that little cross bolt. They don't make them long enough. So then you got to do this number here, where you just kind of wedge her in and hope for the best. Just like Friday night. Just go for it, hope for the best. Let's go, buddy. Come on. There, ain't that pretty? Do we want to go all the way down so we ruin it? Sure. I don't care. I mean, this ain't no show pony. This is going to be a workhorse. I love these things. That is unbelievable how good they work. Why did I put them down? I mean, I should know. I'm going to use them more. Loosen these up. Didn't get it enough. Didn't get it enough. Come on. Eventually, I should be able to turn this by hand. What's the deal? It just occurred to me, why not like put you at a better camera angle now that we're about done? That was probably getting kind of annoying to watch on its side, but sure. That is sweet. That one's still tight. They make you get them pretty loose before you can turn them by hand. Okay. We're gonna hope that this improves our situation too, because I think he told me that he couldn't keep it running after it got warm. And that would sound to me like a coil. However, there could be multiple other issues. We don't know. I do not know the history of it. I don't know that he really knew the history much of it. He kind of gets tractors and trades them around, so I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But we're good to go there. Now we're ready to build our wires. Here's the number set I used. Solid core wire. Works great unless you want to listen to the radio. You won't. But I would rather have a running tractor than a radio. So, plus now that I do the YouTubes, I can't have the radio playing or they will not monetize me. So, you know, it's a good thing I spent all that money on a fancy radio for the 9650, which now I don't listen to. So, that's fine, though. It's fine. Now, they give you all different lengths of these. Some things, your distributor is closer to one side than the other. However, on the old Waukesha, they are pretty well right in center. There we go. I like these wires, not just because of the solid coreness. You can get other brands, but these are supposed to be lifetime guaranteed. I don't know that I've ever had to warranty any of them, but someday I will try, and they'll probably say store closed or something, but you know, hey, I tried. That's our coil wire. Let's use our magnetic tray for metal instead of paper. How about that? 3, 4. Ooh, you can stand them up. 4, 5. Get out of here. That was 5. 6. We need 8 because the coil wire has to have 2. They're pretty stingy with this. Sometimes an extra one gets fallen in, but and I've probably got 10,000 of these 90-degree boots because I never use those. I always use the straight ones. Okay, now I'm going to start with our number 1, which is going to right about in theirs. And we need to get our new tool, which, where did we put it? Start over. Number 1. That's probably plenty enough. That works. Excellent. That is a pretty good cutting tool. Alright. I also have found that a little lube never hurt nobody. Makes sliding those boots on, sliding your rubber over, a lot easier if you lube up the end first. See how nice that worked? Now, do this jobby. Be careful not to go too far. Then you'll end up stripping out wires. That would be sad. I'll put this on like this. And then I like the cheapo wire pliers because it actually has a position for 7mm spark plug wire crimping. You can do it without it, but sometimes it's not exactly round when you're done. And then it doesn't exactly want to go down into the distributor. And then you will cry when you have to pull it out for some reason. Because usually when you're pulling out, you're doing it in a hurry. And you'll end up ruining your brand new wire. You don't want to do that. See? That little bit of lube on there just slides the boot right back. 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. I thought about doing it backwards just to make you, but then my brain caught up with my hand, and so anyway, we're on 5 now. See, that's 1, 5. The next one will be 3, then 6, 2, 4 would be this one, which is the shortest one. We can do that, I don't care. We can go backwards. Let's cut them all. Let's cut them all, just so you people have something to look at. That was too short. I should have left that longer. 1, 5, 3, 6. 2, 4. There. There. Oh! Bending down. What time is it? Are we late for where we need to be? Not yet, but we will be. No worries. This is really difficult because for you it's going to be in the same video, but for me, I'm going to have to quit what I'm doing and come back to this. And I really wanted to hear it run and drive it. Maybe it will be warmer when I get to that point. Probably not. I'd hate to say how many sets of these wires I've made up in my life too. A bunch. And I'm still not good at it. Almost. Completeness. Okay. Coil wire time. Now, we have all these ends. They do give you a coil wire, but we have all these ends. Why don't we just make one instead of cutting another piece of wire? Although maybe in this case, the one that they gave us was long enough. I don't know. This one will probably do the trick. I don't know how many ends of these wire remnants I've cut off. I could probably make 100 more sets of spark plugs if I could find a place that just sold the ends and the boots. Could probably even reuse boots a lot of times, but I wish that they would offer that as a kit. But they probably know that they'd lose out on the sale of wires because a cheapo like me could get 2 sets out of 1. That boot goes down there. Now the other side uses a larger boot, so do not forget and do your whole operation and then realize you used the wrong boot, because then you're going to have to start over. I suppose a person who wasn't very particular could probably make the smaller one just cram on, but see, I did not get the lube all the way around the tip, and it will not slide on easily. Once you do, look at it. Just goes right through there. Come on, baby doll. Ah, carpal tunnel or something. Hurts. Power through the pain. We want to drive this. There. Okay, I think we're ready to give it a try. I'm pretty sure the battery's dead, so we're probably gonna have to get a jump. Okay, so I think we have everything we need, the bare minimum at least, to try it. Gas is on. I don't know how much gas is in it. That's probably gonna be another thorn in our side, because I don't think I have enough gas here on hand. And like I said, I'm fairly certain the battery's dead, because I gave it a little oh, our choke cable works. Does it? No, it can't. Really? No, it doesn't. I was gonna say, there ain't no way. Ooh, our choke is kind of stiffy-wiffy. Why is this? Because it's right up against the block. Ooh, we're gonna have to do some modification, probably. Like flip-flop that choke shaft around at some point, because that's open. That's almost closed. Yeah, I'm not sold on that carburetor. We may be getting a different one. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. So now our next choice is, do we jump it or, yeah, we jump it, because it's got goofy sideways whatchamacallers. Well, we don't have anything for goofy sideways whatchamacallers. It's also got a plastic something or other holding the battery in, which tells me that the battery tray's junk, so I will order one of those. But it sure would be nice to hear a run first. Let's go get jumper cables and then we'll come back to this. Okay, let's see if we're touching too much stuff. Let's see if that will do it. Man, why are we so slow, buddy? That seems like it would work. Okay, enough with the sparks. We get it. Now, can we choke it all the way? I forgot, we don't know if there's any gas in it. So, let's unhook our cables. And let's, what do we want to do next? We want to crawl under there somehow and see if there's fuel in it. Can we see in there? There's a cloud of stuff in there. I don't know if I'd call it fuel. Let's dismount this for a minute and see what we got. Because I bet that it's not really gasoline. Come on, baby. You're gonna have, ooh, that's nasty. And water. So, it doesn't appear that this is very good. Ew. I wonder if it's just out or if it's plugged up. That seems very much like water. I guess let's get some brake clean and try our shoot it up in the tank trick. Man, I should have known that it wasn't going to be simple. I'm going to shove some gas in it. Very little bit that I have. Sounds like there was some mystery fluid in there already. However, I should have known that I was going to need to do more work than just put wires on it, because that is the kind of tractors I drag home. They have to have help. Okay, now what's it look like? It still only dribbles out. So I'm gonna have to go get that brake clean and try to clear that up. Okay, it's really time to go, but I'm bound and determined to hear this run. Those little kitties can just wait on me, sit there and read their coloring book till I get there. This would be really handy if this panel wasn't on here, but let's just turn it on and make a mess. I mean, we have a limited number of gas. Let's just jam that up in there. Come on. A little more better. A little more better. That's gonna have to come out. It's obvious that ain't enough. Maybe it's enough to get her started. Let's see. Boy, it don't look clean, does it? I'm betting that there's a little water in that gas. All right, let's try her again. Once again, we have our magical brake clean, which is good for starting gasoline engines, like starting fluid is for a diesel. So we'll give that a try too. I don't know what. Oh, the dog is barking at the golf cart. Sure, safety. Nope. No, it's not happy. Huh. Let's just give it too much. See what happens. We're gonna have to do some more investigating here. This shouldn't be an issue, but let's double check it anyway. Maybe there's a problem farther down the line to which this is not firing. Can we see, is it sparking? Let's take a screwdriver. See if we can make it arc. Are we getting anything? We're getting sparkage there. Let's see now. It is sparking. Not very gooder though. I think I got some schmooze on the points a while ago. I did, I can see it. Surely that would not be enough to keep it from doing anything. It should have at least chuffed. It is sparking in there. Okay, well, we're probably gonna have to table this because I'm gonna have to leave. As always, there's always something that I have to stop playing to go do. Come on, buddy, let's run. That's so weird. I don't think it would be flooded, although it kind of acts like it, doesn't it? I wonder if we will be going into the carburetor at some point. We're so close, buddy boy. Let's just run. Let's eliminate our problem and just run. It has sat for a while though, so. Odd. more choke. Shoot, I need to get my little starter trigger. I should have brought that along. Fine line between too much choke and not enough. Well, it's the next day and we have troubles as per usual around here. Took the carburetor off, so I'll show you a few quick clips I just did of that with my phone, and then I'll explain some more. I decided I better just pull this carburetor off and have a peek in it, and sure enough, my suspicions were right. Based on the kind of gas that was going through it, it's full of rust. And a new wrinkle in it on a Zenith carburetor, which I'm not accustomed to messing with. I can't get it apart. It has rusted this plunger or whatever this is down in this hole. You probably can't see that. I don't know how to make it better. I'm using the phone, but I got to try to get this apart without destroying stuff. Maybe I can possibly clean it all up and reuse it, but I'm probably going to end up putting a kit in it, so I don't know. I also need to get some studs to mount it because he had it bolted through, which will work, but the issue that it was causing was it was not sitting quite square, and then it was rubbing the block like with the choke. So I'm going to make it more better on my journey here. But I need to get this apart in some way, and we'll see how rough this goes. I mean, I may end up destroying it, but got to do something. It's got to come apart. So we'll see what happens. Okay, got it apart. I don't know if you can see the amount of crustiness, but that is an issue that has to be fixed. I got this out, but I'm not sure that I got it out the right way. This rod came out, and I would have thought that there's like a plunger or something down in there, and that needed to come out with it. So I'm gonna have to look in a parts book or something, try to figure out. I sprayed some blaster down in there to hopefully loosen up whatever's sitting there, but I don't know. I don't know what I've got going. So I have not messed with a Zenith very much, if at all. So it's been a lot of years, what I'm saying, so I don't really remember any of that. So we'll get to scraping or something here because that's a lot of crud. That's a good example of what water does when it gets in your gas. You know, it doesn't seem like a big deal at the time, but when they sit, boy, it really goes to town on it. I mean, so we got a lot of crustiness to take care of, so that's what we'll get working on. Okay, so as you can see, we have homework to do. I'm gonna have to get a carburetor kit. That one was just a ball of rust, which is no surprise. When a tractor sits, that happens very easily, so we'll get that cleaned up and put back the way it should be. I want to get some studs for the carburetor so it's easier to mount on there, and it's the way it should be. I did dig through my parts stash and I found the correct air cleaner cap, so I'm glad I didn't just buy one. I almost bought one off the internet, but I had one on hand, as I do with a lot of stuff, and then I buy more because it's easier to buy a new one than it is to find where my stuff's at. I see I have a wrench on the ground. I better pick that up. But anyway, we will definitely, I hate to leave you on a cliffhanger, but I just got to get more stuff. I don't have and I'm pretty sure this video is getting pretty long as it is. So I will get that stuff ordered and we will come back to this. It did, however, run briefly, as we saw as I was jumping it. So it would run for a few seconds. So I'm confident that it will run and that will be no problem. Confident enough that I ordered some more pieces for it to make it a little more better. I dug through my parts stash and I did not have a complete seat, but what I have is on my 770 with flat fenders, I have a complete seat pan. Ooh, barbed wires, that's fancy. But I have the pan seat with the slider, and I'll put that on this tractor. And then on the 770 with the flat fenders, I've got another seat slider I found in my stuff. And I'm going to put the deluxe seat on there, which I've been wanting to do for several years. The kind that has a cushion and then the pipe frame that comes up to hold the backrest. So I've got the pipe, I've got the slider, I ordered the cushions. So that should be no big deal to swap that on there, and then I can put the right stuff on here. Make that the way. I ordered a hydraulic bracket for the power traction hitch, as we've seen, like on my 770. I think I might have some top link stuff, and I don't know, I have to dig. I just got another 3 trailer loads of parts yesterday, so anyway, there might be what I need in there. I just got to sort through it. So I think we're on track to have us something. We just need to keep plugging away, and like I said, I hate to leave it as another 2-parter, but I don't have enough stuff on hand to make it go, so we're gonna have to make that happen. But as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.